Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. This is Manta Yadav, your SST teacher. Today I will introduce you the third chapter, that is India Physical and Political Division. This chapter is about the physical and political division of India. Okay, so we will learn one by one all the things. First, you can see on the given diagram, identify and name the 6 physical features marked from 1 to 6. So, can you name the first feature? Can you see the first feature? Yes, it is Northern Mountains. First feature, physical feature of India is Northern Mountains. In the north side, you can see the Northern Mountain. Second feature is Northern Plains. Third, Great Indian Desert. Fourth, the Southern Plateau. Fifth, Coastal Plains. And sixth is Island regions. So, six physical features you can see. Map is divided. India is divided into six physical divisions. Geographically, India is a vast country. It is the seventh largest and most popular democratic country in the world. You know about our country because you are a citizen of this country. India is very big country and it is the seventh largest in the world and most popular democratic country. Democratic country means people rule. India is bounded by the Indian Ocean in the south, Arabian Sea in the west, and Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Great Himalayan ranges in the north. So, from the four corners, it was bounded by different physical features. First, in south, it is bounded by Indian Ocean, in the west by Arabian Sea, and in the east the Bay of Bengal, and in the north the Great Indian Maldives ranges. So India is divided into six physical divisions. First, the northern mountains. Second, the northern plains. Third, the Great Indian Desert. Fourth, the southern plateau. Fifth, the coastal plains. Sixth, the island regions. So we will discuss one by one all the physical divisions. You can see the physical division on the physical map also. Physical features of India. In this map you can see the northern mountains. The northern mountains include the Himalayan and the Karakoram mountain ranges. Okay, the Himalayan range is the highest mountain range in the world. There are many peaks in this mountain range. So, northern mountain, what it include? The Himalayan and the Karakoram mountain ranges. Two ranges it include. And the Himalayan range is the highest mountain range in the world. And there are many peaks in the mountain range. That means that is the largest, highest mountain range. The peaks of the Himalayas remain covered with snow throughout the year, and What happened? At the peaks of Himalayas, you can see throughout the year there is a snow because of the cold winds. The Himalayas form a natural boundary between India and China. Information people is given. Mount Everest in the Himalayas is the highest peak in the world. It is in Nepal and is 8,850 meter in height. You have learned this in your GK also, that Mount Everest in the Himalayas is the highest peak in the world and it is situated in Nepal and its height is 8,850 meter. Now the second feature you can see the northern plains. The northern plains occupy a greater part of northern India. They lie between the Himalayas and the southern peninsula. You can see the northern plains in this map also. See here properly, you can see they lie between the Himalayas and the southern peninsula. This area is also known as the Gangetic Plain. Gangetic Plain because the Ganga flows from this part. That's why it is known as Gangetic Plain. Many rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Ravi, and Satluj originate from the Himalayas. These are the perennial rivers. What do you mean by perennial river? A river that has continuous flow of water throughout the year. That means they are always having the water that flow through the northern plains and make them fertile. And because of these rivers, northern plain is fertile. So we can grow different kind of the people of northern plains can grow different kind of crops in the northern plains. The Great Indian Desert. A desert is a large area of land covered with sand. We are living in Rajasthan. We can see that Rajasthan has a desert and large area of land covered with sand. All you can see everywhere sand. Here. Strong winds carry a large amount of sand with them. And how we get the sand? Because with the winds, the sand flow from one place to another. The Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert is located in the northwestern part of India. So where the desert is located, you can say Indian Desert or Thar Desert. It is located in the northwestern part of India. Hardly any crops or trees are found in the Thar Desert. The whole Rajasthan Sindh frontier runs through it. So there is a less vegetation in Rajasthan or you can say Thar Desert because of less rainfall or no rainfall. Next feature is the southern plateau. The land which is flat and higher than its surrounding area is called a plateau, like a table. That's why it is also called plateau is also called a tableland. The southern plateau covers a large part of the country. It is triangular in shape. It is broad towards the north and narrows down as we go southwards. You can see the southern plateau also in the map. It is surrounded by Arabian Sea in the west and the Bay of Bengal in the east and the Indian Ocean in the south. So that's why it has the triangular shape, because from three sides it was surrounded by, first in the west by Arabian Sea, in the east by Bay of Bengal, and in the south from Indian Ocean. It covers a large part of the Indian peninsula. What do you mean by peninsula? A large mass of land projecting into a body of water. Now, information table is given. The highest plateau in India is the Ladakh plateau in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, about the coastal plains. India is a long coastline. Okay, India is a country which have a long coastline. On the western side of India is the western coastal plain, and on the eastern side is the eastern coastal plain. Means east has eastern coastal plain and west has western coastal plain. So coastline is divided into two parts, or you can say the coastal plains are divided into two parts. These plains stretch for about 6,000 kilometers of the mainland. They are separated from each other by the Deccan Plateau. That means in the middle, Deccan Plateau is there, but they meet each other at Kanyakumari. The land in this region is very fertile. Because of the coast, the land is fertile and the climate is neither too hot or too cold. If you have heard that because of the coastline, the temperature doesn't change too much in the coastal area. That's why its climate is neither too hot nor too cold. The island regions. The next point is the island regions. What is island? An island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. That means in the center, land is there and it was covered by from all sides by the water. That is island. There are many small islands along the two coastal plains. Some of these islands are a part of India. The Andaman and Nicobar Island is a group of islands in the Bay of Bengal. Another group of island is the Lakshadweep, situated in the Arabian Sea. And Lakshadweep is the smallest union territory of India. So, what we have learned in island regions, an island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. That means only the area in the middle, and it is covered all sides by water. There are many small islands along the two coastal plains. Means we have learned about the coastal plains, eastern coastal plain and western coastal plain. So there are many small islands along these two plains. Some of the islands are a part of India. Like we have heard about the Andaman Nicobar, that is also the Union Territory, is a group of islands in the Bay of Bengal. Another group of islands is the Lakshadweep, situated in the Arabian Sea. And Lakshadweep is also the smallest union territory of India. India's neighbor. India is a subcontinent. What do you mean by subcontinent? A large and distinct part of a continent. India's subcontinent is surrounded by some countries which are known as her neighbors. Like we have a neighborhood, India also have a neighborhood. Many. countries are there which have their borders with India, so they are called their neighbors. India shares its boundaries with Pakistan in the west. You can see in the map, political map of India properly. Yes, Pakistan you can see. China in the north. You can see the China in the north. Nepal in the north. Nepal also in the north. But China in northeast. Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar in the east. You can see Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh in the east, and Sri Lanka and Maldives in the south. You can see the Maldives and Sri Lanka in the south in political map. These are our neighboring countries. That means they have boundaries in between these countries. India is the center of many religions. India is home to one of the most ancient civilizations and has given birth to four major world religions. We know about India. It has a distinctive features because it has many religions. Other countries have only one or two religion, but India has many religions and it has given birth to four major world religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Now, about the India's political division. The Constitution of India is the governing authority of the. Your book is old, that's why 29 states are given from 31st October 2019. 28 states are there. Jammu and Kashmir has become the union territory. That's why 28 states only and 9 union territories because 2 union territories are added to 7 previous union territories too. So first union territory added to India is in Indian map is Ladakh, which has Leh and Kargil as their capital, and second Jammu and Kashmir. So, Constitution of India has provided governing authority of the now 28 states. Okay, 29 states are there when this book was printed, but now 28 states are there. From 31st October 2019, it was changed, and one Jammu and Kashmir was made union territory instead of state. That's why 28 states are there, and two union territories are added in union territories: Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Yes, so 9 union territories are there and 28 states. They collectively called the Republic of India. That means they are free, okay, for various activities. They don't have any monarchy system. It is difficult for the central government to look after the law and order in each part of the country. You know, we have a central government in Delhi, but it's very difficult for central government at Delhi to look after each state, district, and villages. So, what happens in the constitution? Two levels of government are provided: central government to look after the central issues and main issues, and state government to look after the state problems. And nowadays we have a panchayati raj also, third government, local government, okay, that looks after the governance of villages and districts. For governing such a big country, the government has been formed at levels, okay. So we know about that. The central government consists of the president, the prime minister, and the council of ministers. You should know who are there in central government: president, prime minister. President is the head of the government, and prime minister works under his orders, and council of ministers works under the order of prime minister to look after different issues. Each state has a government of its own, which consists of the governor, the chief minister, and other minister. And in state government, we have governor, okay, the chief minister, and other ministers who are working under governor and chief minister's order. Some areas of the country are not included in any of the 28 states and are known as union territories. Union territories are administered by the central government. There are now 9 union territories. Two union territories, the National Capital Territory of Delhi and Puducherry, have their own legislatures. Andaman and Nicobar Island Group is the biggest union territory. You should know which is the biggest union territory: Andaman and Nicobar Island. And Lakshadweep is the smallest union territory of India. Every state has its own capital. You should know Rajasthan has the capital Jaipur. Rajasthan is the largest state, okay, of India area wise. Goa is the smallest state, so small. Uttar Pradesh is the most populous state, that means it has the more population than other states. And Arunachal Pradesh has the lowest density of population, means very less people reside in Arunachal Pradesh. The variety of land surface, physical features, and climate affect the eating habits of people and also determine whether where they choose to live and work. Yes, you should know that land surface, we have a different type of land surface and physical features and climate also in different parts of the India. So we have different kind of eating habits of different people. They used to eat different kind of food according to their climate. Information table is given. Seven states of the Northeast are called the Seven Sisters. These are Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. GK question may be there. Which states are called Seven Sisters? So you should know. Okay. East, Northeast states: Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. Each state and union territory has its own capital. The following is the complete list of states and union territories of India with their capitals. Only what happened? See, in the state Jammu and Kashmir is given and capital Srinagar is given. Now it has been changed. Jammu and Kashmir, you have to cut it. Jammu and Kashmir has been included in union territories, okay, not in state. To cut it from here, and its capital are also two. In summer, Srinagar, and in winter, Jammu. Okay, it has two capitals, not one. And union territories, 7 are given. You have to write down 2 more with their capital. Eighth one, write down Jammu and Kashmir and its capital, Srinagar in summer and Jammu in winter. It has 2 capital. And ninth one, write down Union Territory, Ladakh, and it has also 2 capitals, Leh and Kargil. Okay, so you have to learn these states name and capital name. Only you have to remember that you have to cut the Jammu and Kashmir from state. Now it is union territory. You have to include in union territory, and you have to change also the capital. It has 2 capitals, Srinagar in summer only and Jammu in winter. So according to season it has 2 capitals, and Ladakh is also included in union territory. So you have to change it and learn these states and capital, and also union territories and their capital.